What's good?
Hey everyone.
What it do? What's poppin'? Her name is Ebony,
His name is Eugene.
and today's topic is the importance of being in silence.
3G, 3G, 3G. Yeah. I do what I do. I do what I do. You do it through me. 3G.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it. So a lot of times people feel as though they always have to do something, that they have to stay busy, that they have to work, and do something all the time to be productive in life. And honestly, that is not the case. Balance and being silent and working is good for your well-being.
So, you can be very, very busy and still not be productive. There's a big difference. And you can also take time to sit and do nothing. Just relax.
Yeah.
Empty your thoughts.
Yeah.
Empty your mind.
Yes.
And that could also be very beneficial for you. Honestly, we think being in silence daily is necessary.
Yes, mandatory.
Now, within that silence, you can be doing nothing.
Mm-hmm.
You can be meditating.
Mm-hmm.
You can be dwelling on a certain scripture.
Mm-hmm.
However you want to go about that.
Yes.
It's just being intentional about taking that time to sit aside to do nothing.
Because a lot of times our mind is just like chap, like all day long. It's literally doing that all the time. And that's why sometimes it's difficult for people to just sit still because their mind is moving. It's like, oh, okay, I gotta get up. I gotta do something. No, just sit there with your thoughts, that are chirping. Just sit there and just relax. Just sit there. Even if your thoughts are coming up, even if like crazy thoughts are coming up, just sit there. Sit there for a moment, and then you'll realize that you actually have this space within yourself that's quiet and that is peaceful. I call it a divine silence.
Very good. So when we think about it, a lot of us never take that time to just stop and relax and to slow our mind down.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we understand at times it's hard to just make it stop,
Mm-hmm.
but we need to try to slow it down to where we can get those moments of silence, that moments of peace, because our minds are always racing.
Mm-hmm.
We're always having thoughts. Even when we're asleep, we're still thinking. Some of us are worrying. Some of us are being anxious.
Mm-hmm.
Some of us are trying to dictate and control how things are going or will go in our lives. And it's important just to let that go, to just sit down and practice letting go of your thoughts.
It's interesting because there is a silence in all of us.
Right.
Even through all of the chatterbox and all of the thoughts that come, there still is that silence. And if you sit long enough, you will feel it. And it's great for your well-being.
It is. But we have to achieve that.
Mm-hmm.
For some of us, this can be very difficult because it's something that we've never done before. It takes practice.
It does.
The first time I tried meditating and tried to empty my thoughts and just focus on one thing or focus on nothing, it was very difficult.
Mm-hmm.
Like we could be trying for 10 minutes to enter that silence.
Mm-hmm.
And throughout those whole 10 minutes, you may only get 1 full minute, 2 full minutes of actually being in that quietness and that stillness. But those 2 minutes can give you a whole nother 2 hours of energy.
It can. I agree. And like you said, it's just you have to build up to that. It's just like working out. You have to work that silence within you.
Right.
You have to be intentional and just sit there and watch what happens. It's amazing. It's actually a beautiful experience. I would recommend anyone to do it because it's life-changing. I mean, I do it. Like I'll go to the park and I'll sit down and there'll be kids playing and I'll just be sitting there with my eyes closed. And it's like you hear everything, but then you're just trying to focus on that silence. And once you find that peace, it's like nothing can disturb that, no matter what's going on around you. And that's such a great trait to have.
It really is. You'll be surprised how refreshed you'll feel after being in silence. And as she said, you can even do it when things are going on around you.
Yeah.
And honestly, I think that's an even deeper sense of peace and silence when you're able to obtain it when there are things going around.
Mm-hmm.
but you're so in tune with what you're doing, it almost like it drowns out. It begins to fade out, as you're truly becoming into that silence.
And then the silence gets louder.
The silence gets louder. So in this busy world with so much going on, instant gratification, we want everything now. It's good to just let go of all of that and to just sit and just know that He is.
Yes.
And know that we are.
Yes.
And the things that we need are being provided. And we don't control that.
We don't.
There's so much in life that we don't control, but we just get so caught up in being in control of everything that we forget that we can actually sit in silence.
And sometimes when you sit in silence, things come to you.
Very true.
Sometimes, I have to do this, I have to do that. But then when you stop, sometimes the stuff just comes to you.
Right.
So really just being in that place, in that state more often, you never know what'll come to you.
I guarantee something will come to you as you continue doing that. Old ideas that you forgot about, new ideas that you want to tap into. So many different things.
Man, it's so funny, you guys, because when I went out there one day in silence, I came back and started doing some spoken word. I didn't even know that I was spoken word. Like, I didn't know that. I had no idea. You never know what will happen when you're sitting in silence.
Definitely. So, it's a much needed activity. We're not saying you need to sit down for 5 hours and just do nothing.
No.
Now, some of y'all may need to, because it may have been 20 to 15 years of you just running and going and doing this and doing that. And we can be on vacation in a nice little beautiful vacation place, and our minds can still be racing, going back and forth, still worrying about the things that are going on at home, the things that need to go on at jobs, all these different things. So you can be in a relaxing setting, but still not enjoying the relaxing time because your mind is still racing and you're still thinking all these thoughts, but you're not taking the time to just actually just sit, relax your mind.
Yeah. Yes.
And let go of a lot of thoughts and just truly enjoy that time, enjoy His presence, and enjoy the quietness and stillness that is within you.
It's in all of us. It's that divine silence. It's that God silence that's within all of us. When He says, "Be still and know," that's what it is. When you sit and you're quiet, literally, you sit and you just let it go past. Let the thoughts go past, but you just sit there and just experience that divine silence, literally.
So we're not gonna make it longer than it needs to be.
We won't.
With that being said, if you're feeling the vibe, like and subscribe. And if you ain't,
Just leave us a thumbs up.
that'll work.
That'll work.
And we out.